Hi, I'm Dr. Susan. Congratulations on your purchase of Be Your Own Brand of Sexy. You are on your way to completely transforming your love life. I'm so excited for you. That's just great. And as promised, we're going to talk about how to attract and keep a nice man, what you need to do that. A lot of this is just going to reinforce what's in the book, but it's kind of like a big overview for you. Okay, so the number one thing you need is to have the right mindset. You need to have the right mindset. So what I mean is, think about the kind of things that you're telling yourself about the dating journey. Are you saying things like, oh, I'm not attractive enough, or there are no good men out there, or my clock is ticking? These are things that aren't exactly conducive to feeling like you can make this happen for yourself. And that's what we're going for here. Hey, I can do this, right? So what a better mindset would be something like, hey, look at all these other women who've found a nice man and who've gotten married or gotten in a really good relationship. They're not all supermodels. I can do this too. I just have to figure out a few things maybe to make it happen. This is a more empowering way to look at it, and nobody really accomplishes things that they think they can't do. So it's really important to believe in yourself. The second thing you need is good decisions. And that's what this book is all about, is to help guide you through how to think about making decisions for your love life. Because it's a little like you're driving your car with the GPS on, and the GPS tells you to turn right, and you're like, I don't want to do that. And so you go the other way, and then you just don't end up where you wanted to end up somehow. And maybe you're surprised by that. But when you don't make the right decisions, sometimes when you don't make the right decisions, you don't end up where you want to. So an example of that might be, you have a date with a guy who's checking out all the women in the room, and instead of thinking, uh-oh, this looks like trouble, you think, oh, he's so cute. And then you keep going with him without realizing maybe there's a problem. So this book is going to help you hone your instincts and intuition so that you're going to actually listen to yourself when you have these little warning flashes of intuition. Number 3 is words. You need to have the right words to express yourself to a man. For example, so many women think that they can tell a man anything, talk to him as though they talk to their girlfriends. But that can be sometimes too intense or too emotional for guys. Some men just get overwhelmed with too many feelings. So sometimes you really only need to make it short and sweet to express yourself. Well, I'm not comfortable with that, or I don't like that, or that doesn't work for me. So, but this is there's a lot more to it than that. I even wrote a book, an ebook, about what to say to men on a date, because it's good to have something in your purse at all times in case you're stumped for a good phrase. And then the fourth thing you need is perseverance. You need to be hanging in there, because face it, sometimes the dating journey can be a little rocky, and you might hit a few speed bumps along the way. It doesn't always go smoothly. So you need to be able to hang in there and know that any glitches are temporary and that you're on the path to getting what you want. This is very, very important, because a lot of people just give up. They're like, oh, this is too hard. Well, you're never going to get where you're going if you give up. It just doesn't work. So I also wanted to go over with you, this is kind of the overview of the book, but I also want to get into the details of the book with you right now in terms of how do you make the most out of it. Because I think the most important place to start is with chapter 1, because chapter 1 is going to tell you why modern dating isn't working for millions of women and how it's not your fault. You really need to know it's not your fault. And I know a lot of people, they just want to skim a book, or they don't necessarily feel comfortable with reading. So, if you need to do that, that's fine. But if you get a little lost or confused along the way, maybe you want to go back and look at some chapters you skipped, huh? And then chapter 7 is really good because it has the 12-piece single women's toolbox. I can't remember the name of it. The 12-piece single women's toolbox that'll give you a lot of good approaches to take, different ways to look at dating and different dating situations that maybe you hadn't quite thought about. And in chapter 8, there's a quiz. So you can take a quiz trying to integrate these new approaches you learned and figure out things like, well, how did I handle that before? And how do I handle this now? Or how do I want to handle this next month or next year? So that you can be thinking about all the different ways that you could change some of these patterns that you might have. So I hope this serves you. I would love to hear from you on your journey. You can email me or write me on the blog or Facebook. Please let me know how you're doing. Be your own brand of sexy.